Good morning and welcome to day 5 of the EDP Kite Surf Pro Cascais 2012. Well, as you can see there on our overview cam, things are looking a little bit better for this morning. With small surf and pretty low tide at the moment, we expect that new swell to be pushing in through the afternoon as the tide comes up. And we're looking a little bit better for wind today, Ben.
Yeah, actually we woke up this morning. The last few days we've gotten up and it's been pretty still, pretty glassy, and sort of waited for the afternoon push to come in, which didn't actually happen yesterday afternoon. For those of you who are tuning in and keeping track of our updates all day, we were kind of on hold all day, hoping that afternoon pressure or that afternoon push would come in. Didn't happen. But this morning and actually all last night, so we had some riders get out there kind of after the call had been for the day, and right before it was getting dark. It wasn't even sunset. It was almost dark last night. We had a bunch of riders get out there, and it stayed pretty windy through the night. Looks like there's still a breeze out there, and we're optimistic that this thing is going to get underway.
Yeah, I mean, the forecast was pretty much spot on, which is a really encouraging thing. Last night, as Ben was saying, just that kind of hour before dark, just the sun was pretty much down and almost dark. We just had that last little orange glow of the sunset. We managed to get out there and catch a couple waves, and riders got a little warm up last night. And it stayed windy through the night, and it's looking like it should be windy this afternoon. And hoping to get some heats run this afternoon. Hopefully we'll get 5 or 6 hours of wind this afternoon and get this thing underway and get some heats under our belt.
Yeah, it's looking encouraging. This right now is the 10 a.m. update, and we are waiting for the riders meeting to convene and have the official word for what they think they want to do for the rest of the morning. We're anticipating that it'll be on hold. Obviously, we're not quite up to contestable standards as of right now, but I would guess that probably within the next hour or two we would have our next possible call with a start potentially in the next few hours would be my guess.
Yeah, I mean, if not at 11, I would think that at least by noon we should be able to get this thing underway. But again, we will wait for that official word to come in from our contest director and head judge as they come out of the riders meeting, which is taking place right now just a few rooms over to our right here in the VIP area. So if you're just joining us, this is day 5 of the EDP Kite Surf Pro Cascais 2012. I'm Sky Solbach. Next to me, Ben Meyer. We'll be here all week and trying to keep you guys entertained. This is the morning show of day 5 and or Coffee Talk with Ben and Sky.
Either way, we'll be with you, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, or not with you. You can turn us off.
There is a sound. There's a sound button.
There is a sound, but you can hit the mute over there in the corner of your player.
I want to let you know too that we've had a lot of feedback. People asking how to be able to get to the heats on demand that have already run. Again, yesterday was a lay day. We didn't quite have contestable conditions for the day, but the day before we had a great start to the contest. We ran through 5 heats of the men's first round ladder. Again, if you want to catch up on that recap, there's 2 possible ways to do that. There is a video that was pieced together of sort of the day's highlights, the best action of the day, some rider interviews, and then there's also the replay of the live stream that you can get to as well. And the live stream, I believe you can get to through a link directly to the right of the screen that you're watching now. 2 boxes over on the upper right-hand side, I believe.
Yeah, it just says there's a little picture of our 2 ugly bugs there, and you can click on the Heats on Demand, and that'll take you to the Meta Cafe page, which Meta Cafe is hosting our player, and a huge thanks to those guys. That'll take you to the Meta Cafe site, and you can scroll down, and they're all listed down there in their player, days 1, 2, 3, and 4. And
for a little bit more information on exactly how the streaming works, when we go live in the morning, of course that will be live streaming as it's happening, and as we go on hold or are waiting for the next possible call, and then come on again, you'll again see us live. However, when you go back and look for the day's recap, those clips will stack on top of each other. So assuming that we have 3 or 4 updates before the heats actually start, when you go back and watch that on the Heats on Demand, you can scroll and fast forward through pretty much anything that you want to in order to get to the proper spot, or if you want to catch up from where you missed off earlier in the day, you can just use the the player to be able to
scroll forward
exactly
and
put yourself where you want to be.
Catch up in time. So we see a land border down there taking advantage of the hard-packed sand on the low tide, and that building breeze is pretty encouraging. I'm seeing some white caps out there on the horizon, and hopefully we will be able to get this thing underway shortly.
And while we're waiting for final word from the riders meeting, from our head judge and our contest director, we showed you a clip yesterday of some surrounding area scenes and locations. So we're going to cut to that as we're here waiting, and we're going to stay with you with audio, but we're going to run this clip.
Yeah, I mean, just this clip's really great to give you a glimpse of what a beautiful area we have here around Cascais, and yeah, just a beautiful corner of Europe here. We see the Portuguese flag, and really reminiscent. Looks a lot like Central California, sort of, but with that sort of old world European style.
Coastline for sure, I'd say more California-like. The architecture, absolutely not.
Yeah, absolutely not. Yeah.
But yeah, the weather and everything, and you know, kind of is reminiscent of it's not cold water, but it's chilly water. You got to have some wetsuits, or there's definitely guys out there not in wetsuits, but that won't be me.
No, most riders wearing 4.3s, and I think you went out with a shorty yesterday. It wasn't too bad, but
yeah, pretty rugged coastline. Definitely some little jewels of beaches every now and again as you go up and down the coastline, but definitely some dramatic landscapes, and anything in this part of Europe is the architecture is just so beautiful in the way that it's built into the rocks, as we can see in a couple of these photos here. It's just such a cool spot to come and see.
Yeah, a great place not only for kite surfing, but obviously also just for taking in the scenery, and a lot of beautiful beaches, cafes, restaurants, great food, and incredibly friendly people. We've been really welcomed here with open arms by all the Portuguese people.
And again, if you're just joining us, this is day 5, the morning show, the 10 a.m. update of the 2012 EDP Kite Surf Pro Cascais. We're waiting again for official word from our contest director and head judge. Just showing you some of the surrounding area stuff that our media team has collected over the last couple of days, and to try to give our viewers a better overview of the spot that we're in. We of course are looking out live on this view right now from our little bird's nest up in the sky in the Muchacho Hotel.
And I know over the last few days we've been catching up with some riders. Our media crew's been interviewing quite a few riders, and I think they caught up with Melissa Gill a couple of days ago, and we do have a little interview queued up here from Melissa Gill. So while we wait for that word for the official call, we are going to cut to this short interview of Melissa Gill from the USA.
And we have the lovely Melissa Gill from us. Gill? How do you actually say it, Melissa? Tell me.
In Spanish, Gil. But in English, Gil. It's okay, whatever.
Okay, that's difficult. And you already said it's Spanish. You are originally from Costa Rica. You live in the US. You have both citizenships. What do you like more? Where do you love to be? Where is your heart? Where's your family? And how did that all come about?
Yeah, Costa Rica for me is home for sure, and I love it there. I love the people. Surfing there is really good. But I moved to the US to go to college. I studied marine biology, and then I just stayed there working, and for kiting is better. It's more central to travel and stuff, so I just stay there. Ideally, I would like to live half and half maybe one day. Working on it.
Well, it's going to be difficult if you travel so much. You're going to do the whole KSP tour this year, so that means 4 events. Are you going to go early? Are you going to enjoy traveling and also go to some other places, or do you have to work in between?
Yeah, I do have to work in between, but I am going to go early, and I do enjoy the places. Like, I feel like you sometimes have the opportunity only once to go to the place, so why not enjoy it? So I came a little bit early to this one, and then I'm going to Spain too, so I'm taking advantage.
That sounds great, especially if you live in the US. So last year you were 4th in the ranking. That got you a wildcard spot for this year's tour. This year there's a lot of really good girls on the tour, so I know for me it's going to get pretty damn tough. What are your goals for this year? What are your plans for the future?
Well, I definitely want to do the whole tour and, of course, ride the best that I can ride. And It's cool though that there's more, good competition and good girls. It's gonna make the level rise, and every time you compete, you get better just because you're surrounded by better people and you push yourself more. So.
And that is actually a very good point. You get better. I know that you are a regular footer, and last year, well, we really only had 2 left events, so that wasn't your favorite side, and you'd never ridden big backside before. Is that right?
I do in Jupiter, but like with onshore or sideshore wind. So offshore it was a little awkward just because your body's a little twisted when you're backside, but it was okay. I've been practicing going switch front side too. It's not that good yet, but.
Well, I think this year you don't have to use that front switch backside riding so much anyways, because we actually have a couple of rides. So that should be more your conditions. Good luck for that, and I can't wait to be out there with you. You want to say something to the people at home?
That you should come visit Portugal. It's really nice, and just follow the tour online. I think it's pretty awesome that we have the live streaming, so I welcome everybody to watch it. Stay tuned.
And you might be watching it now. So back to Sky and Ben.
That was great to hear from Melissa Gill there from the USA, being interviewed by our very own Christine Böse. So when we were away there on that interview, we actually got official word from our contest director and head judge that they are going to put this thing on hold until noon. So the next call will come just about an hour and 45 minutes from now with a first possible start of 12:30. And you heard that sound effect. Boom. Next call, 12 p.m.
We spare no expense here at the morning show. As you can see, we have a giant mixer switchboard that has unlimited amounts of sound effects that we can use.
And video
let's
transitions.
try another one, Sky. We're going to take this one out.
And
in. Yep, you can see that.
So once again, that call is 12 p.m. and that'll be the next call in the first possible start of 12:30. We anticipate the building breeze to fill in here to Gincho. You can already see those flags flying in the wind there, and white caps already on the horizon in a building swell. The swell expected to fill in this afternoon, especially with this high tide pushing in. We should be able to get this thing underway, hopefully at 12:30.
We would begin with heat number 6, which was abandoned the other day due to failing conditions. So we would begin with men's round 1, heat 6, which is going to be your heat, Sky.
Yep.
And we would run through, the plan for the day would be to run through that remaining first round of the men, which would take us through heat 8, and then switch to the women's first round, I believe, before going back to men's round 2.
Exactly, yeah. So we'll run through those first round of men and women, and then, of course, go into round 2 of men, round 2 of women, etc., and work our way down the ladder. And hopefully we should be able to, if yesterday's any indication, hopefully be able to run right to dark, which is about 9 o'clock here. So hopefully be able to get a lot of heats underway. And the forecast again for the next few days is looking tomorrow not so promising, but Thursday, Friday looks like we should have good contestable conditions if everything goes well, and be able to.
As you see on our cam here, our landboard is stopping for breakfast. So we can pull out, I think, a cup of tea.
Yeah, pull out a sandwich there and maybe a power bar.
So just to remind you, also, please check the page that you're viewing right now for heat draws. Any updates, and of course the live scoring widget that we have that's right underneath the viewing area, the live streaming video, to be able to keep up with the heats while they're in the middle of it. Again, that refreshes, I think, about every 30 seconds. So as soon as the scores are tallied, they're entered in by our contest director and put live online. And again, we see them exactly when you see them. So we're pretty excited about having that live scoring widget there to be able to keep track exactly of everything.
Exactly, yeah. So a really cool feature on that player, as we mentioned the last couple of days, you'll be able to hover over each individual score and you'll be able to see the scores that our panel of 5 judges have locked in. Of course, that highest score and lowest score of those 5 judges are dropped. The remaining 3 are averaged, and that creates the wave score for the rider.
Again, if you're just tuning in, this is day 5, 2012 EDP Kite Surf Pro Cascais. It's just past 10:15 here in Guincho Beach in Portugal. The next call for the event is going to be at 12 p.m. with the first possible start at 12:30. And we're going to step away right now for a couple of words from our sponsors. And I believe when we come back, we might have another rider interview that we can switch you to. So be back in momentarily.
We are momentarily right back. This is day 5 of the EDP Kite Surf Pro Cascais.
Can't sneak any of that by you, huh?
No, that.
We'll be back in a momentarily. Sorry about that.
Good one. I do believe that we have another interview queued up for one of our. Oh man, now I'm stumbling over my words.
Momentarily.
Momentarily, a rider from the UK. Lee Harvey.
The UK, actually all the Commonwealth countries celebrating the Queen's 60-year reign.
That's right.
And I think it was this last weekend, and us two Americans are celebrating, I think, 236 years Queen free.
We're
just kidding.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm not kidding.
No, I'm not kidding.
It's been 236 years.
Has it really? That's great. Good someone.
Anyway, we did get to catch up with UK's favorite son, Lee Harvey, heat winner from day 1. And we caught up with him one of these other days to be able to see what he's been up to and kind of his contest mentality heading into this event. And this first, again, the first of 4 events on this year's 2012 KSP Pro Tour.
This time we have Lee Harvey from the UK with us. Lee, well, not really UK. I guess you wouldn't like me saying that. You are from Cornwall, exactly, but you are representing the UK, so I'm sure everyone at home will still be cheering for you. It's quite interesting. You live in Cornwall and you do kite a lot, but you also do a lot of different things. What's your actual job?
Yeah, so I'm a fisherman is my official job that pays the bills and the rent and stuff. And then I've got my own kite school, Pasty Adventures, which pretty much that just pays for coming away on tour. So hopefully I've got a guy working for me and he's at the moment doing lessons and paying for my trip here, fingers crossed.
That's a great setup, actually. Pasty Adventures, you said it, that's actually your nickname. Everyone just calls you Pasty. There is a funny story to that too. How did you get that nickname?
Yeah, so a pasty is like Cornwall's national dish, and it's got European status as only a pasty made in Cornwall can be called a Cornish pasty. So it's one of those unique foods, and I like eating them a lot. When I was younger, and I did a lot of seasons in the Med, teaching sailing and windsurfing. So my mum always used to bring out a bag of pasties, and I had the nickname of pasty, Cornish, and all different things. One year she got off the bus in Turkey, first one off, holding this bag up, going, "Pasty!" And then from then on, pretty much it's stuck that everybody calls me Pasty, and it's quite good because it's fairly unique on the sailing and the surfing sort of world. So everybody knows me around the world more as Pasty rather than my actual name of Lee.
For sure. Okay, I'm going to start calling you Pasty too then. And you said that you're unique. You're not only a pasty, but you're a unique Cornwall guy. You're a true waterman. You're a fisherman, you're a windsurfer and sailing instructor. You have a kite school, you kite all day. Every time I see you, you're on the water. What does it mean for you to be on the KSP and to compete in all those 4 events around the world?
Yeah, for me it's just amazing being able to showcase on the world tour and show that in Cornwall we have waves and we have wind and we can get good riders. Got my friend Will Bennett, we did the KPWT for a few years, got a ladybird on me, and it was great touring with him as well. It's a shame that he can't be here as well, that he's got other things going on, but great to put it out to people like from Hawaii and stuff who think England doesn't have waves, and we actually get some great waves there. And yeah, I surf. Since I was 5, I windsurf since I was 16. I sail, and every day I'm pretty much, if I'm not fishing on the water as my job, then I'll be kiting because it's windy, or surfing if there's no wind. So it's pretty much my life, and to be on here on the tour and get to go to some great places is amazing.
Well, pasty, pasty, I have to learn English. I wish you good luck representing England and Cornwall, of course. And hi to everyone that is watching from Cornwall. Back to Sky and Ben.
Well, we just heard from the UK's very own Lee Harvey there. And once again, if you're just joining us, the next call will come at 12 p.m., just about an hour and a half from now, with the first possible start at 12:30 p.m. And a great little interview there from Lee Harvey. He's got his little camper van parked down here on the bluff directly below our live stream office, and he'll no doubt be a pretty common target there for our cameraman, Mark G., as we saw in yesterday's live webcast. Hopefully he won't be caught emptying his chamber pot there, as we saw yesterday.
He was dumping something out of the back of the van there. We don't know what it was, and we don't want to know.
But Lee, a really great rider out of the UK, and just a real character on tour, and we're really stoked to have him. So we'll see him coming up in the later heats.
He was a heat winner in the first day.
Exactly, so he's straight on to round 3, and he'll be awaiting those winners coming out of Heat 2 later on in the competition.
I want to take a moment, too, just to thank all of our sponsors, beginning with our industry sponsors in Underground, Nash, North, Best, Cabrina, Ozone, and F1. It's always great to have the industry behind a fantastic event like this to be able to showcase kite surfing in its best form with some of the best riders in the world. It's we can't thank them enough.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's great to have all these brands supporting the KSP, and of course all of their riders here joining us on tour and competing for this 2012 World Championship title on the KSP Tour. This, of course, is the first of 4 stops on the KSP Tour this year. The next 3 stops will take us to Mauritius, Ireland, and the final, of course, in Maui, Hawaii. And what a better place to, no better place to end up at the end of the year and crown the world champion for 2012.
Exactly, and for this event, we also would like to thank EDP for being our title sponsor. They're an energy company that's actually pretty cool to have a partnership with here. Their tagline actually is "Powered by Nature," which you could take that tagline actually and probably put it towards any of any kiteboarding companies out there, and it would be totally true and pretty cool. They have a lot of technologies into energy production and wind turbines and things like that. So we're really happy and proud to have them as a sponsor for this event.
Yeah, it's a great partnership with EDP, and of course we are really stoked to have them on board as the title sponsor and allowing us to bring you these live images from Gincho as we see a surfer making her way down to the water there for a little early morning surf.
We'd also like to thank the city of Cascais, have been fantastic hosts to us as you've seen images from around this area. Beautiful, it's got everything you need. It's a great water sports destination. We'd also like to thank Nissan for giving us a bunch of cars to use while we're here. I know, Sky, you've been driving around like a madman trying to make sure that everything's running smoothly and everybody has what they need. You've been a great asset, I'm sure, for everyone involved.
Yeah, I mean,
really appreciate those Nissan cars getting us around.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, Christine's been here for about a month now, setting up for the event. I've been here for the past 2 weeks, and we've been blasting around Lisbon and Cascais in those Nissans, and yeah, huge thanks to Nissan for providing those cars for us. We've had a lot of fun driving those things around.
Thanks also to TMN for all of our internet activity, and I know we've been overloading it since we've been here. The room that we're sitting in probably has 13,000 wires coming in and out, and being able to give you this live stream. We'd also like to thank Telepizza for giving us lunch every day. I think I've had 48 pieces of pizza combined in the last 2 days alone.
If you got a problem, don't tell me. Tell a pizza.
That's right. We'd also like to thank Wanji Coffee. I'm sorry, I was going to say cafe, but it's Wanji Coffee.
That would be Portuguese.
Yeah, I know. I switched to my native tongue there.
So they've been keeping us firing on all cylinders here for the morning show. We've been pounding down espressos, and huge thanks to Bonji for providing that liquid energy.
That's right. And before we head off, again, this is the 10 a.m. morning show. Next call, 12 p.m. Next possible start, 12:30 is what we've been told by contest director and head judge. And we're going to catch up with Mark Moore, one of our riders, actually a Canadian rider, speaking of the Commonwealth, as we were earlier, also celebrating the Queen's 60-year reign. So let's hear from Mark Moore.
And here I am again with Mark Moore. Mark, you are representing Canada. You are the Canadian rider on the tour. What does that mean for you?
It's pretty cool to be from a colder country that has difficult conditions at time. And I think one of the best things about coming from a place like that is we're really isolated with there's not so many riders. So I think the best thing is to come from a country and show that you can compete on a level like this and just be around some talent. So it's pretty exciting. Because all my friends are ice hockey players and things like that. So when I tell them I'm kite surfing, they don't have any idea what that is at all. So it's pretty funny. A lot of explaining.
Well, and you better show them what it is. So have them tune in live and watch you. And but yeah, that's exactly what I thought. Not many riders coming out of Canada. Maybe not so much talent there. So it must be really cool for you to be on the tour here with so many great riders. And you'll for sure push your level through that as well.
It's humbling. It's very humbling.
Well, you will be just fine. It's great to have you. And while you're traveling around the world, having fun kiting, you're also doing other things. And I've heard a lot of very interesting things about you. Mark, the one thing I really want you to tell people is, what are you?
Yeah, I know. I never believe. People never believe me. But by vocation, I'm a Christian youth pastor. So if you go to a church on a Sunday morning and the guy up front with the suit and the tie, that's me.
It's kind of hard to believe really seeing you sit here like that. But do you actually practice that, or?
Yeah, I worked in that vocation for about 3.5, 4 years, and just taking a break from it right now. But probably I'll go back to it after this life. So we'll see what happens. You never know.
Okay, this life is obviously traveling to the best waves and well, wind spots right now. I know you were in California this winter. You were somewhere in the Caribbean. Where did you train? How did you prepare yourself for the season? And what are your expectations this year?
Good question. Well, my home's Canada. That's where my family's from. That's where my heart is. And yeah, hopefully I'll retire there someday up in the igloo with my mama and all the polar bears. And so this last winter after Peru, I went to the Caribbean, tiny little island, St. Kitts and Nevis. Awesome. There's not even a traffic light on the whole island. It was amazing. Found a little reef with some good conditions and kind of bumped up my game a few notches. Just watched a lot of videos and then tried to copy everything that everyone else was doing. And so I spent most of my time in the Caribbean, and I'm in California for this summer, and then a little time back in Canada, and just kind of, I don't know, I'm hustling here and there, kind of nomadic, you know? Yeah.
Well, it's definitely going to be great to have you on tour. There's a lot of interesting things going on in your life, and I have to say, I might really want to come and visit you one day in the igloo with the polar bears, but
please, I'll get you a 7mm wetsuit and some mittens and some Vaseline for your face.
Wait, I said I would want to visit you. I don't think I want to kite there. But thanks a lot for joining us, and great to have you on tour.
Thank you.
And back to Sky and Ben for now.
Awesome.
Welcome back. We just heard from Canada's own Mark Moore. If you're just joining us, this is day 5, the morning show of the EDP Kite Surf Pro Cascais 2012. See a landboarder down there ripping it up on the sand. And
it's a good sign, getting pulled off of his board there.
Absolutely, yeah. We do have a building breeze out the back, and as you can see there in the top right-hand corner of your screen, the next call will come from our contest director and head judge at 12 p.m. with a first possible start of 12:30, and it's looking really good that we will get this thing underway this afternoon, Ben.
Yeah, I know everyone's hoping, like we said earlier, to get through that first round of the men's, that first round of the women's, and potentially start in on the second round of the men's heats to set us up for a pretty fantastic looking weekend condition-wise.
Yeah, I mean, the forecast is not looking that great for tomorrow, but yeah, into the next few days, Thursday, Friday, and hopefully into the weekend, there is another swell on the horizon and building. Sorry, there's wind coming.
What was that?
Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. Some of my words there.
There's wind coming. There's waves coming this afternoon and this weekend. So we hope to make the call at noon that the event is on. But until then, it's an hour and a half away. We are going to step away and end our coffee talk show with Ben and Sky, and switch you back to our overview cam. Again, you can see that cloud bank is clearing up a little bit, which is only good news for the wind being able to push in. And we'll see you in an hour and a half for hopefully good news and a call for a first possible start for heat number 6 of round number 1 for the men at 12:30 p.m. Until then, I'm Ben Meyer.
I'm Sky Solbach. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. We'll see you at noon. Hello everyone, this is the 12 p.m. update here from day 5 at the EDP Kite Surf Pro Cascais 2012. Well, as you can see, some riders out there warming up in this building breeze. It's looking like the wind's starting to fill in out there, Ben.
Yeah, it's nothing but positive news for wind and waves. Actually, there's a bit bigger of a swell starting to pick up as we're moving in on the tide a little bit. We were at extremely low tide about an hour ago, and it seems like there's some rollers coming in now, and perfect time with the wind starting to pick up. Looks like the guys are out there on between 10s and 12s, and looks like they're nice and powered out there as you see that retarded move by Kiahi.
That was Kiahi de Aboitis from Australia. We saw an interview with him yesterday, and he's out there warming up, getting ready for his heat. I was just down on the beach.
I think he's ready.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I think he's ready. I don't think he needs to warm up anymore. Come in. Call it good. I was just down on the beach a couple of minutes ago while we were on break and pumping up my kites. I pumped up a 10 and a 12, and by the looks of it, I should hopefully be riding on my 10-meter kite in my first heat. That'll be coming up pretty soon.
Yeah, we just heard from contest director and head judge, and they want to put it off another half an hour to have the wind come in a bit more consistently. It's a little bit stripy out there, and waiting another little bit will probably help the swell increase a little bit due to that wind getting a bit stronger, and have the wind be a bit more consistent here in towards the beach.
Yeah, it looked like about a half hour ago, it looked like we were looking really good for a 12:30 start, but then the wind sort of shifted a little bit and backed off, and as Ben was saying, a little bit stripy. There's sort of some strips of wind sort of filling in, but at the moment it's looking pretty solid that we are going to get this thing underway. The surf is rather small, but still some sets rolling in the shoulder to possibly even head high range, and especially as that tide starts to push in, We just should bring the swell in with it. We are looking at a forecast of increasing swell through this afternoon and into the next few days. So as you can see, another beautiful day out there. Sun is shining, and a little bit of a fog bank out on the horizon, which, as the locals tell us, is a very good thing for wind. And we are pretty optimistic that we are going to get this thing underway within the next hour or so. So again, the next call will come just a half hour from now at 12:30. And a first possible start of 1 p.m. this afternoon.
So we will see you here in about 25 minutes, anticipating a 1 p.m. first possible start for the redo of heat number 6 that we had to abandon the other day. And we'll see you again here in just over 25 minutes.
All right, we'll see you guys soon, and fingers crossed for wind. Welcome back, everyone. This is the 12:30 p.m. update here from the 2012 EDP Kitesurf Pro Cascais. Well, we were looking to get this thing underway at 1 o'clock, but it looks like the wind is playing games with us at the moment, so we just got word from our contest director and head judge that they're going to put this thing on hold for yet another half hour, and the next call will come at 1 p.m. with a first possible start of 1:30.
Yeah, it looked like Sky actually that it came in a little bit stronger probably about 10 or 15 minutes ago, and we had 10, 15 riders on the water. Now it seems like the kites are flying a bit higher, a bit slower, like we've lost a little bit of that wind speed. So from what I can see, it looks kind of like the wind is trying to push in. It's a little stripey out there, and the contest director and the riders and everyone kind of got together and decided it would be a good idea to put it back on another 30-minute hold call and put the next update at 1 p.m. for a first possible start at 1:30 p.m.
Yeah, well, the good news in all of this is that new swell is starting to show a little bit. We saw a few sets being ridden just about 15 minutes ago. Conditions are starting to improve as far as waves are concerned, and it's now just a matter of letting that wind fill in, and hopefully we will get contestable wind within the next half hour to the next hour. And I think the consensus amongst the riders is we just want to get this thing underway, get it going, and finish up round 1 at least today, and move as far forward as we can in that men's and women's ladder.
Exactly. So again, this is the 12:30 p.m. update. We are postponing till next update 1 p.m. First possible start 1:30. I anticipate that that call to put us pretty close to the start of the event would be my guess.
Yeah, for sure. And there's if we can switch to our action cam quickly. I'm not sure. Oh, no, it looks like he's not going to actually get that wave. So I thought Kiahi was going to drop in on a nice little wave there, but just playing around on the shore break there. These guys warming up. That's Machu there on that North Kite from Cabo Verde, and of course Kiahi there on that Cabrina Kite in the foreground. So conditions, wave conditions are improving, but unfortunately we are still waiting for that wind to fill in, and hopefully within the next hour to hour and get this thing underway and get some heats run and get some action to you guys out there live on the web.
That's right. So stick with us. We'll be back for the 1 p.m. update in just under 30 minutes with hopefully good news that the winds come back in. the swell's picking up, and that we'll be going with a 1:30 p.m. first possible start for the riders.
Absolutely. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, you guys, and we will be here to keep you updated. So again, check back at 1 p.m. and we will see you guys soon here for the EDP Kitesurf Pro Cascais. Welcome back to the 1 p.m. call here at day 5 of the 2012 EDP Kitesurf Pro Cascais. Wind slowly filling in, kind of taking its time. We saw it kind of ramp up this morning early. Some riders got out on the water, and then it sort of died. Now it looks like things are leveling off, and hopefully this wind will build into the afternoon. And we take a look down there on our beach cam. We have our cameraman Diogo Cardoso standing by there, manning that camera, and giving you a little glimpse of what it looks like down there on the sand where the competitors are warming up. And we just heard from our contest director and head judge that they're going to go ahead and delay yet another half hour, so the next call will come at 1:30, just 29 minutes from now, with a first possible start of 2 p.m., Ben.
Yep, and we're here, we're ready. Actually, the team is amped, psyched. Everyone's kind of, a little bit twitchy to get this thing underway, but we don't want to start too quickly. We don't want to push things when they shouldn't be there. We don't want to make these guys get out there in sort of adverse conditions. We want to make sure that we wait until the proper time for wind speed, wave size. So when we have the time, we have the daylight. There's no reason why we shouldn't hold it off at least for a little bit until conditions prove contestable.
Yeah, for sure. And this only being day 5, it looks like we will get wind at some point this afternoon. The question is just when it's going to fill in, and of course we still have 5 days left in our 10-day holding period. So very optimistic looking at the forecast as well for Thursday and Friday are looking to be pretty windy, and also a new swell filling in. So hopefully we'll be able to get the rest of round 1 underway today. And we're just going to have to wait and see how this wind develops. And you can see there on the overview cam, those little waves filling in.
Action cam.
I'm sorry, action cam. Sorry about that, Ben. And we see a rider there dropping in on that F1 kite. I think that maybe Mito Montero, maybe that's Mito's friend from Cabo Verde borrowing his kite. And yeah, rider's just out there warming up, waiting for this wind to fill in.
Either way, we are live right now at the 1 p.m. call, and the official call is a delay till 1:30. First possible start for the riders, 2 p.m. Again, that's a call that will be coming just under 30 minutes from now, with a first possible start for the riders at 2 p.m.
So be sure to log on to our Facebook page, and you can see all of our updates coming in there on Facebook as we update that half hourly as we wait for this wind to fill in. You can also check us out on Twitter, KSP World Tour. And yeah, make sure to check out our live page, as you're obviously doing if you're watching this. And you can check out the heat draw there to the right, and give our sponsors there a like on Facebook underneath the player.
And again, if you're watching this on a recap day, or if you're rewatching this on an on-demand, you can skip through all of these updates. Again, we should, in the upper right-hand corner, you can see that next call being 1:30 p.m., so you can track where you're at. You can skip through these calls until live action starts. So it's a pretty easy way to navigate through the heats, navigate through the calls, and still be able to catch up in pre-recorded live action.
Absolutely. So we will be back just about 26 minutes from now, if my math serves me correctly.
Which is always a question.
That's always a big question mark there when we're talking about numbers. But we will see you guys back here in just under a half hour, and we are hoping to get this thing underway. As you see Ayrton Cozzolino there with a nice little warm-up ride there, and we will see you guys back here at 1:30.
All right. See you guys in 25 minutes.
Welcome back, everyone. This is the 1:30 p.m. update, and as you can see there from our overview cam, not a whole lot of wind at the moment, so unfortunately we are going to keep this thing on hold for yet another half hour. We saw the wind pick up yesterday evening, so contest directors are optimistic that we may still get some heats in late this afternoon, so we're not going to call this thing off. We are going to keep it on hold. Everyone just enjoying a beautiful day at the beach, and saw some riders out there earlier warming up, and as you can see there, people just enjoying this beautiful beach here at Guincho in beautiful Cascais.
Yeah, and we're still super optimistic actually for the day. We kind of had a little bit of a haze wandering up some high clouds. If we switch back to our overhead cam, you can kind of see a marine layer kind of pushing in. Don't really know what that means. We've had days where it's done this before and then gotten windy and kind of cleared up and blown out of here. So we're on hold. We're not really sure what's going to happen, but we don't want to make any decisions based on the conditions that we see right now.
And yeah, you know, a lot of competitors, everyone pretty much has their kites pumped up down there, and we are all on standby, ready to go. So everyone is psyching to get this thing underway. We just have that one key ingredient missing that we need to get out in the heats, and that is wind. So the surf is looking pretty good actually at the moment, and you know, it's filling in with that high tide. We've got that new swell filling in through this afternoon and into tomorrow. So just need a little bit of wind and we can get this thing underway, and we are all antsy to get this thing going.
Yeah, as you can see, I mean, as Sky pointed out before, all of the competitors have all their kites pumped up down there. They're ready to moment's notice, and we will be as well. So we switch back over to that overhead cam to be able to see both the conditions that we have in front of us, and then also all of those, all the competitor kites. Yeah, there we go. That's there on the upper right-hand side of the screen. You can see a good 30-40 kites up there, all pumped, ready to go. And speaking of pumped and ready to go, we're ready to bring you live action as soon as possible.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pumped, ready to go. I've got my kites down there on the beach, and I'm going to be actually coming up in the first heat as soon as we get this thing underway. It's going to be heat 6 of men's round 1, and yeah, I'm just psyched to get this thing going.
So for now, we're on hold. This is the 1:30 update. On hold till 2 p.m. is the next call. First possible start 2:30. Again, everyone's amped, ready to go, pumped up. So as soon as the wind comes back in, I believe that we'll be ready to roll pretty quickly.
Yeah, and this is day 5 of the EDP Kite Surf Pro Cascais 2012. This is the first of a 4-event World Tour series right here in beautiful Portugal. So starting off things here in Portugal, our next event will be just a few months from now in Mauritius. We'll then be moving on to Ireland and ending up in Maui, Hawaii for the World Tour finals. So everyone excited to get this thing underway. Hopefully this wind's going to fill in, and we will be back with you here in just about 20 minutes at right on the mark of right at 2 p.m. and hopefully get this thing underway. First possible start at 2:30. So for now, I'm Sky Solbach.
Ben Meyer, see you in 20 minutes.
Hey guys, my name is Sylvain Orange. I'm also known as Rata. That's how I sign my paintings. I'm the artist who painted Azurios du Mar, which you have right here, first of a series of 4 paintings. So here is the deal. Join Cascais and I in supporting Blue. This painting can be yours. Bid now on charitybuzz.com. See you in the waves.
Welcome back. This is the 2 p.m. update here from day 5 of the EDP Kite Surf Pro Cascais. Well, as we can see there, not a whole lot of wind at the moment, but a beautiful day on the beach nonetheless. And we just talked to our race director and our contest director and head judge, and they are going to put this thing now on hold for 1 hour. So the next update will come in about 55 minutes at 3 p.m. And we will have a first possible start time of 3:30. We just saw that little clip from Rata. He's doing 4 unique works of art for the KSP Tour this year, one for each of our 4 World Tour stops. And as he said in that little clip, that first one's going to be auctioned off at charitybuzz.com, and that's going to go to benefit the Blue Marine Foundation. It's a UK-based non-profit foundation, and they are dedicated to the preservation and protection of our oceans. So a great cause there and a great painting. And hopefully we're going to get some wind this afternoon, Ben.
Yeah, we're sitting up here looking out the window, it kind of comes and goes. So we're still definitely optimistic, and there's guys pulling in some waves out there for sure. There's waves rolling in. We're hoping that the wind rolls in as well. Again, we are seeing some overcast skies for sure, and I'm not. Sometimes that's a good sign, sometimes it's a bad sign, as we've been speaking about the last few days of this little microclimate that is Guincho Beach.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, last night, as we said, that last hour before dark, we did see a little breeze fill in, so hopefully we're going to get that again tonight, but hopefully it's going to last a little longer than an hour, and we will be able to fire some heats off as we see a little action down there on the sand. I believe that's Felipe Ferreira from Brazil. We saw him in one of the earlier rounds of Heat 1. And he was ripping it up together with some of the other riders, and looks like he's going to go out for a nice little leisurely surf there and enjoy some of these waves, and just wait for this wind to hopefully fill in, Ben.
Yeah, so this is our 2 p.m. call. Again, instead of going every half hour now, we're going to go to a 1 hour next call, which will be just about 55 minutes from now for a first possible start at 3:30. And hopefully we'll be able to get this thing started today. I know everyone would really love to be able to get this started and get a couple of those first round heats going. But we'll see. It's all weather dependent. We can't sort of dictate what nature brings us.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it is a weather dependent sport, and you know, we've got of course we need wind and waves, and that combination is going to allow us to run this contest. But unfortunately, right now we only have some waves, and we don't have any wind at the moment. So hopefully it is going to come in this afternoon, and thanks everyone out there for sticking with us. In the meantime, if you're waiting around for the next call, you can take a little browser on the KSP website, check out some of the heat draws, some of the action we're going to have coming up in the later rounds, and you know, check out the Facebook chat. Be sure to type in some questions and comments, anything you want to know about these riders or about the location or anything like that, and we'll do our best to check that out and hopefully address your comments in our next broadcast coming up at 3 p.m. So check back in about 50 minutes, and we're hopefully get this thing kicked off at 3:30.
We'll have the next call in about 50 minutes, hopefully with a first heat red flag and horn 1/2 hour later. So until then, I'm Ben Meyer.
And I'm Sky Solbach, and we will see you back here at 3 p.m. Enjoy your afternoon. Welcome back. This is the 3 p.m. update here from Cascais, Gincho Beach. This is day 5 of the EDP Kite Surf Pro. And well, you can see out there that conditions as far as wind are concerned, not looking too great at the moment, but we are going to keep this thing on hold until 4 p.m. And hopefully we will be able to get at least a few heats underway sometime this afternoon. As you can see out there, competitors enjoying a nice leisurely afternoon surf. And the good news is that the surf has come up with this incoming tide, and this new swell is starting to show out there, Ben.
Yeah, you can see that little fog bank kind of sticking out from there. This morning it was, it seemed like it was going to burn off, and that little fog bank would stick up on the hill that we're seeing in front of us. But it seems as there's been another marine layer that pushed in and is not really allowing any of the wind to wrap into Gincho Beach here.
Yeah, so you can check out our beach cam down there. We see some of our competitors down there surfing and just having a good time playing in the waves, and just kind of waiting for this afternoon breeze to hopefully fill in, and just enjoying another beautiful day here in Cascais.
As we said yesterday, after the competition was called for the day at about 5 p.m., the wind actually came up pretty strong, and by about 7 p.m., so the contest director and head judge don't really want to call this too early today, Sky, because we saw a bunch of the riders last night able to get out and actually have a good, probably hour-long session before the light failed and it got too dark to be out there.
Yeah, I mean, last night that was a good sort of hour before dark that we were able to get out there and catch some waves and just get a little warm-up session. So hopefully that's going to happen again this afternoon into this evening, and hopefully we'll get a little bit more than an hour, and hopefully be able to run some heats. And I mean, the waves look super fun. I mean, it's a little bit smaller, and the tide's getting pretty high at the moment, but as it starts pulling back out again, and this new swell should fill in even more, and hopefully we will just have enough wind to...
Little toboggan, little straight-hander there.
That looked like a ride on Splash Mountain.
So for now, the call for the 3 p.m. meeting is to put on hold till 4 p.m. So we'll go ahead and put that next announcement at 4. And for a first possible start at 4:30. Again, showcasing our fantastic sound effect box that we have up here. And that puts us just about 40 minutes away from our next call, and potentially just over an hour away from our possible first heat start, Sky.
Yeah, that's some great math there, Ben. And we're looking at a 4:30 first possible start.
Carry the 2,
carry the 1,
and yep, that's 40 minutes.
Niner, yep, that'd be just about right there. So That's going to do it for us for now, and I'll just give you one last glimpse there, beach overview.
Kites are pumped. I'm pumped. Riders are ready.
Everyone's on standby. This thing is a go as soon as we get a little breeze filling in, so hopefully that is going to happen, and we will see you guys back here 4 p.m. local time for the next announcement with a 4:30 first possible start.
Have a good afternoon, guys.
Welcome back to day 5 of the EDP Kitesurf Pro Cascais 2012. It is currently 4 p.m. local time here in Guincho, and as you can see on our action cam there, still not much wind for the time being, but we are hoping that it's going to pick up again this afternoon as we see a little bit of clearing coming over the Guincho area. So once again, I'm Sky Solbach, and sitting next to me, my partner in crime here, Ben Meyer. Ben, beautiful day out there, but not looking too windy yet.
Not yet. You know, there's a little bit of clearing, so we're again going to keep this on hold. Official word from our contest director and head judge is we want to delay another hour until the next call with the first possible start at 5:30 p.m. as we see our riders hanging out down on the beach. Again, kites pumped, riders pumped, I'm amped, you're psyched.
Hey, I think we're all just ready to get this thing going, and everyone's been down there surfing and having a good time. And there's a lot of kites. Yeah, you know, a lot of kites pumped up on the beach, and everyone's just kind of waiting to see what this weather's going to do. It's kind of anyone's guess as to what's going to happen this afternoon. But if that forecast is any indication, we should hopefully see a building breeze into the evening. And we can hopefully get this thing underway.
Sun's popping out every now and again. I would imagine that if we were able to get this little marine layer burn off that's kind of hanging around right offshore here, we might get an afternoon stronger push. There is a little breeze, there's a little flow. As you can see now on camera that a couple of flags down on the beach there are moving. I mean, it's not anything to write home about by any means, but there is a flow, so what we can hope for is sort of a burn off of these clouds, and then hopefully we're able to get this contest underway at 5:30 p.m. as first possible start.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, just about 55 minutes away from that next call, so we will come back at 5 p.m. and a first possible start, as Ben mentioned there, of 5:30. So for the time being, we're just going to sit tight, and hopefully you guys can check back in about an hour's time, and we can get this thing rocking and rolling into the evening hours.
I know I'm ready to rock and roll, Sky. Our riders are ready to rock and roll. We'll catch up with you again, if my math serves me correctly, in just about 54 minutes.
That was pretty spot on, Ben. That was a good one.
All right, so we're going to put on our next call, being 5 p.m. Oh, I missed the...
Oh, you missed the
Let's try that again. Here
sorry, I think you're a little delayed hitting that button.
Sky, there you go. Go for
there
it.
There we go.
Next call, 5 p.m. First possible start for our riders, 5:30 p.m. Until then, enjoy your afternoon.
And we will see you guys in about 55 minutes. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back. This is the 5 p.m. call here from the 2012 EDP Kitesurf Pro Cascais. Looks like we do have a building breeze out there as expected. We've been waiting around all day for this, so looks like a few riders getting out there. It's still a bit light at the moment, but looking out to the horizon, we do see some white caps coming around the point out there, and hopefully we're going to be able to get this thing underway at 6 p.m. We just heard from our contest director and head judge that they are expecting to hopefully call the first heat on, red flag up at 6 p.m. So we will just wait around in anticipation the next hour and see if we can get these heats underway.
Yeah, again, it's been a long day of waiting around for the competitors. Again, they've been pumped up and ready to go for, I would say, about 5 hours now, 6 hours now, something like that, of everyone down there kind of waiting it out, going for a few surf sessions, staying loose, getting ready, which has been great so far. But I know all these competitors would like to see things get going, and hopefully we're able to pull that off here relatively shortly.
Yeah, for sure. Everyone's just kind of been in staging mode all day, just sort of getting ready, and it's kind of hard to I'm actually in the first heat coming up, so I've kind of been pacing around all day, kind of watching the wind, watching the horizon, seeing if there's any white caps out there, and just kind of in a state of anticipation all day. As you can see, some riders down there doing just that and looking out to the horizon, and hopefully seeing that wind line filling in pretty soon here, Ben.
Yeah, looking out from up here, it seems like it's trying to push its way back in. I know we've been saying that all day long, but today I really believe it, or right now I really believe it.
Yeah, I mean, we saw this happen last night. I mean, at this time yesterday, they called the comp off, and that was it for the day. And then that hour before dark, the wind filled in. So this now is, being only 5 p.m., it's already starting to do what it did yesterday at 7. So hopefully that means that we'll have at least a few hours of daylight to get some heats off and get this thing progressing along.
Yeah, I hope that's the case. As you can see, there's a breeze down there. We're hoping for a little bit more to be able to fill in and get the competitors nice and powered. The waves seem like they've been working out for us. They've been building as the day's been going on, which is a good sign. And
yeah, I mean, that high tide filling back in now into the afternoon hours. See some surfers down there catching some waves, and they're sort of probably in the chest to possibly even head high range down there, and we do see a couple of competitors out there kiting around as well. And I think Felipe Ferreira from Brazil is out there. He's been catching a couple waves on his kite. I believe he's on either a 9 or an 11 meter, something along those lines. And he is able to stay upwind at the moment, but it's still a little bit light. So contest directors are going to give it another hour. So the next call will come at 6 p.m. It may be that we put it on hold again at 6 p.m., but it may be that the red flag is actually going to come up at 6, which we're all hoping for, fingers crossed, and we can get this thing firing.
Yep, and again, just to reiterate, 6 p.m. is the next call. It may be another postponement, but it may actually be the intro to the red flag going up and ready to get out there and start this heat number 6 off.
Yeah, I can't wait to get this thing going. Hopefully 6 p.m. that red flag's going to come up. I'm going to be down there staging for my heat, and Ben's going to be up here giving me a hard time. And
that's right.
And can't wait to bring you guys all the action live here online right on kspworldtour.com.
Until then, I'm Ben Meyer, sitting next to
Sky Solbach.
We'll be right back at you in about 55 minutes with either the next call or live action here at Gincho Beach for the 2012 EDP Kitesurf Pro Cascais.
See you guys soon. Welcome back, everyone. This is the 6 p.m. call right here from Gincho. This is the EDP 2012 Kitesurf Pro Cascais. day 5, and well, it's 6 p.m. and it looks like that breeze not quite filling in yet. Looked about an hour ago when we made our last call at 5, it looked like we would be underway at 6, but as you can see, not much of a breeze out there at the moment.
Yep. Here we are. Again, waiting for that push. We are not ready to give up yet, though, however, though it's been a long day of waiting around, and the riders as well, a long day of waiting around. We're not ready to totally cash in the day yet. We still are going to wait for one more hour till 7 p.m. That will either be a next call or a red flag raise. That'll be in 1 hour again. The only reason really we're doing this is because we called the event yesterday at 5 p.m. and by 7 p.m. it was windy, contestable, and for an easy 2 hours, I would say.
Maybe about an hour.
Something like that.
But well, I mean,
either way,
last night we did get a good little session right before dark, and although it didn't last very long, there was still some contestable wind late in the evening, and contest directors just wanted to keep this thing on hold for as long as possible to make sure that we can milk those conditions for all they're worth. And if we do get a breeze this evening, we're still going to run this thing. Of course, the days this time of year in Europe are very long, and it's light until probably past 9 p.m. So still plenty of daylight left. We've still got 3 hours at least of contestable daylight. So we're going to keep this thing on hold, and we will make the call back here at 7 p.m. So while a lot of people are maybe eating dinner and going to bed, we're going to stay here and keep working.
I wish that, I hope it actually does happen at 7, because it would be a cool timing mix, actually, because it would be nice and live at a kind of over lunch hour time in North America, in South America.
Yep, exactly.
And then in also here in Europe, kind of for that late evening tune-in. So actually it would be great to have that couple of hours for the contest to happen, because we'd be able to hit, kind of both of the major not hemispheres, but both of the major time zones. Other than Australia, we don't want to leave Australia out. They'll I don't even know what time it is in Australia.
What time it is in Australia. They're so far away, I don't know what's going on down there.
No, but we've been stoked to hear from a lot of Australian people who've been tuning into the broadcast and writing some comments, especially rooting for one of the early favorites, Kiahi de Boitis.
Yeah, I mean, Kiahi's, well, I think it's Boitis, he told us it's pronounced, but I don't even think he knows, but no, just kidding. But yeah, Kiahi's been out here ripping it up in the free surf sessions, of course.
Speaking of Kiahi, there he is right there.
There we go.
Testing it out.
What timing there that we got Kiahi on camera. And of course, we saw him in that round 1 heat just a couple days ago, throwing some new school progressive airs.
Killing it out there.
Absolutely killing it for sure. And he just wants to ride. He's been out there all day, hanging onto his kite, waiting for the wind to come up. Every time there's a little puff, he's out there shrouping up some little waves. And
shrouping?
I think that's a word.
Shrouping.
Shrouping, ripping.
Is that Aussie?
Shredding. It could be an Aussie. Shrouping some wives. So once again, we are going to keep this thing on hold until 7 p.m. and I believe we might even have a red flag at 7 if the wind comes up. I think they're going to just go ahead and get this thing underway as soon as we make that next call if the conditions are contestable.
That's what we're hoping for. So stick with us here for check back in about 55 minutes, which I think I've said for the last 4 or 5 updates is check back in somewhere between 25 and 55, depending on where my math skills were at that time of day.
Which most of the time are right out the window. But
Speaking of windows, we're looking out our window right now to the lineup of surfers and seeing that the lineup looks decent. I hope that it does get windy out there. You can see a kite or two sort of working it, trying to test it out. And you saw Kiahi just in a couple of frames ago with his kite in the air, kind of testing it out and seeing how it's being able to report back to the contest director and head judge just to let them know yes, no.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, those guys are just on standby, sitting up in our VIP bird's nest and kind of looking out and just watching these riders' every moves. And, as soon as it becomes contestable, we're going to call this thing on and hopefully get some heats underway. We see a surfer there ripping up that little right-hander there. So that bank
Pedro
working really well. I don't think that's
No, it's
Pedro.
not.
That's a regular footer.
Yeah.
That may have been one of our competitors, though, just out there for a warm-up. So as you can see there, beautiful overview. And one of the cool things about running in the evening hour is that backdrop of those cliffs just to the north of Gincho Beach are going to be all red and lit up by the evening sunset glow. So if we can get this thing underway, we'll no doubt be able to bring you some great live images and some photos of the day from our amazing tour photographer, John Bilderback. And of course, we have our whole media team here. Diogo Cardoso here, bringing you the shot of Ayrton Cozzolino.
What in the heck is
Looks
he doing
like
down
he's
there?
battling with his kite there, man.
Yeah, that is.
Oh man! Well, it looks like you got that
He
thing out
got,
anyway.
he got I think he was trying to rope in some cattle. But,
Well,
anyway, we're here at the 6 p.m. call. Please check back with us at 7 p.m. for the next possible start of the event. Have a great evening, and for the next 50 minutes or so.
And we will
enjoy your
we'll-
evening.
Yeah, we'll see you guys back here at 7 p.m. Hopefully, we'll be able to get this thing underway. For now, have a great evening, and we'll see you soon. Welcome back to beautiful Gincho Beach, everyone. This is the 7 p.m. call here at the EDP Kitesurf Pro Cascais 2012. Well, we just heard from our contest director that we are going to call off the competition for today, and we will reconvene here tomorrow morning, as you can see there on your screen, until 11 a.m. So the wind, unfortunately, didn't quite fill in for us today. We spent the entire day waiting around for it and hoping that forecast would come through for evening wind. But unfortunately, as you can see there, a beautiful afternoon and a great evening, but not much wind out there, Ben.
Yeah, unfortunately, as you've been hearing from us every hour on the hour, it seems, for the afternoon, weather conditions have improved. It's sunny out there. It's a gorgeous evening here at Gincho Beach in Portugal. However, that wind just didn't push quite in how we'd hoped. The waves look spectacular. Actually, it's been a pretty awesome surfing afternoon, and a lot of the riders I know are out there paddling and catching some good waves, as well as everyone else that showed up down at the beach today. Fantastic surf day, fantastic beach day. Unfortunately, just not a day where the wind was cooperating with us.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that new swell filled in, and it's looking really fun for surfing out there at the moment. We might even take a little paddle out, but we've actually hooked up a little experimental cam angle here, and we're going to cut to a live feed that's actually coming off of our last year's world champion Ayrton Cozzolino's Kite, which is flying down there on the beach at the moment. Wireless transmission up here to the live stream studio, and we're seeing a little overview of the beach. I don't think he's able to really swing that thing around too much because the lack of wind at the moment, but just a little bird's eye view of our event site there down on the beach of Gincho.
Yeah, I think actually if we go over to our action cam, you'd be able to see the kite in the air. I believe it's the purple, gray, green north kite that's up in the air.
So that one
able
up
to
in
give us a bird's eye view down at the event site at the contest area.
So yeah, really cool experimental camera angle there from our live stream technician director Nate Volk, who was kind enough to run down there on the beach and bring you guys that camera angle. So pretty cool stuff there, and really innovative new camera angle that hopefully as this contest goes on, we'll be able to show you guys some images live out there on the water and be able to actually cut to a live image of a rider on a wave.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're not going to be able to convince any of the riders to put a camera in their kite during their heat, but you never know. They might be willing to do it, but at least out there to get some action on the water instead of flying around a bit on the beach here, which is about all we can allow, or like conditions allow us to do.
Exactly. So as you can see on your screen there, we are going to postpone until 11 a.m. tomorrow morning when we will make the next call. Tomorrow probably not looking great for wind as far as we can see on our forecast, but the next couple of days are actually looking pretty good for wind and waves. We have a new swell filling in. We're already starting to see it now. We're going to get another reinforcement through tomorrow, and it looks like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, hopefully, if everything pans out, we will have good conditions and we can finish this thing up and expect some great action here at Guincho Beach.
It's true, but you never know. You know, today we were anticipating actually a pretty early start at around that 1 p.m., 2 p.m. range, and it just didn't push quite in. So regardless of what the conditions are supposed to be tomorrow, as my compadre Sky has pointed out over the time that we've been here, Guincho Beach has its kind of own little microclimate, so we don't really know exactly what's going to happen. So 11 a.m. is a perfect time to start the call for tomorrow and see what the conditions are looking like in the morning, and hopefully be able to run this event tomorrow. But again, we'll know more at 11 a.m. tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the forecast today was telling us that we would get that push of wind in the evening, which didn't happen. Tomorrow's not calling for great wind, but as Ben mentioned there, little microclimate here in Guincho. It's anyone's guess what's going to happen tomorrow. It could just be that we wake up tomorrow morning, it's windy, there's waves. I mean, I think we pretty much know there's going to be waves, but we could wake up and it's going to be okay. Like, I'm gonna jinx it. I'm just going to stop right there. And
I think that was a double-crossed finger at the same time. I swear that was not scripted.
And yeah, I mean, all we can do is hope that it's going to be windy tomorrow and we can get this thing underway. But regardless, we will be here bringing you the play-by-play action and live commentary. So please be sure to check back tomorrow at 11 a.m. We'd like to go ahead and take this opportunity to thank our industry members, Underground, Nash, North, Best, Cabrina, Ozone, F1, as well as all of our sponsors here. Of course, EDP, our title sponsor here for the 2012 Kitesurf Pro in Cascais, as well as Best Kiteboarding, and of course the city of Cascais for hosting us. It's been an amazing time here so far, and we can't wait to get some heats and bring you guys some live action.
So again, we are postponed for today. The riders have been released, and we'll reconvene tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. for the next call. Earliest possible start, I would assume, would be between that 11:30 and 12 range, but again, we'll let you know at that first, when the riders get out of their meeting tomorrow and we hear the first news from the head judge and the contest director on what the conditions are for the day, what the forecast looks like, and we'll let you know exactly when we know.
And if you're not able to follow us live on kspworldtour.com, be sure to check out our Twitter page and Facebook page, KSP World Tour, and we will be updating both our Twitter and Facebook, so you can follow it that way if your boss is looking over your shoulder and you're not able to open this live stream in your office.
That's right. So until then, I'm Ben Meyer.
And I'm Sky Solbach.
Have a great evening, and we'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning with our atypical morning show with Ben and Sky, with limitless espresso mornings.
So, all right, everyone, have a great night, and we will catch you tomorrow morning at the crack of 11. Thank you.